Hey homestead family, good morning. It is already scorching hot today. There have been a lot of changes in the garden. Out with the old, in with the new. So let's go see what's happening. So I'll start with the tomatoes. Oops, looks like we got one on the ground too. Tomatoes are, man, they are just producing as fast as they can, and I am canning as fast as I can, and a lot of stuff has been put in the freezer for when these things slow down so I can go back and finish up the tomatoes. But we're picking tomatoes every day, and there's still tons of green tomatoes on these plants. So we're just doing the best we can do for now. Our onions are looking really good, and I suspect that it won't be long before we'll be pulling up the onions and curing them soon, which will be a new experience for us. I've never cured onions before, but I have done some research on it, so I'm excited to see how well I'm able to keep them over time. These luffa gourds are just amazing. Look at all the blooms. And then I have quite a few gourds. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, see, 5, and then up and over. Let's see if I can show you overhead and back down the other side. And I love the shade that they're providing for this. But I will say that it's causing some issues with watering the other plants. We had to move the sprinkler yesterday, and this is our sprinkler right here. Was on the other side of the luffa gourd, as the dogs have a fit with each other. Bear. Come here, Bear. So the luffa gourds are kind of impeding the water that's going, and it's stopping it from getting to this area in the garden, so we had to move it yesterday. So hopefully that will help some of the things, the lack of water. But the heat is just getting to the plants. I don't know, other than just having water on them 24/7 right now, there's not a lot I can do about the heat. I think our carrots have felt the heat most of all. Just a few days ago they were fine, and now they are, they're just brown. And so I need to come in here and deal with this bed. But let me see what we got. See there, I planted the carrots too close together with the intentions of coming back later and thinning them out. And then I heard where some people said you don't have to thin them out, which I did last year, and I got a pretty good crop last year. That's a good one. Got a pretty good crop last year, and I should have gone back and thinned these out. This bed has just kind of tended to itself and not done too well, so not a good move on my part. The squash, they're producing pretty well, and they finally are making some headway, but so many things just come along with this heat that it's hard. It's hard to keep up, and looks like we're starting to get some aphids on the squash, and that is just a constant battle for us in the garden. It's just like every day we're dealing with them. Bear, come here. That mama has baby puppies and she is not wanting you near them. Hey, go on little guys, and do your thing now. Okay, so I guess the biggest thing we've been harvesting lately, other than the tomatoes, are our purple hull peas. We have, and it looks like I got more to pick this morning, but we have really harvested a lot of peas, and this is probably our favorite thing in the garden. And as you recall, I planted another bed and it just like something happened to the bed. So yesterday we pulled all those up, and those are weeds left behind that we need to till in. But this is our pile of purple hulls that we pulled up that were just curled and had some of the most, everything was curled. And I'm not sure what caused it. We spoke to actually the guy that did the spraying in the neighbor's yard, and he said no, there wasn't anything that he was spraying that would have affected them that way, and if it did affect this bed, it would have affected more than just that bed, so which does make sense. But this also was one of the first things we got out in the garden, so I don't know if he understands how we succession plant and things. But so it made the leaves hard. The pea pods, I was going to show you, like these are the pea pods. Do you see how it just curled them up? Like, it's not curled because we pulled them and they've dried. That's the way they grew. So I think sometimes everything's just not always going to be understood, and you just deal with your losses and you move on. Still got a few on here. We made some spaghetti sauce last week, or this week actually too. So if you're interested in knowing how to make spaghetti sauce from tomatoes and peppers and onions and that kind of good stuff, I have a video. I'll put a link below for that video, and then we canned it. Our natapinos are doing great, so I need to pick some of those too. I may be putting up another set of salsa as well. We did like, I think 6 jars of salsa, and these banana peppers are also doing great. Peppers are easy. Well, let me say peppers are easy for zone 9B because it is just hot and peppers like heat. So there's, they do have to be watered, but the heat doesn't seem to affect those plants as much as it does some of the other plants that we have to coddle sometimes because of the extreme heat here. It's been in the mid-90s all week this week. So when you come out and it's not early morning or late afternoon, then it's just almost unbearable to do anything out here. Bear, come on buddy. So it's just really, like I'm scorching right now. I'm cooking. Our pumpkins are doing amazing, but we did find some aphids on the pumpkins yesterday, so they're starting to get to the leaves. If we can just hold on and get these pumpkins going before, it's one good thing about that is that it sort of creates, when you have a lot of something planted together, it sort of creates its own shade, which helps protect the fruit below. But let me see if I can find the latest update on, there's a pumpkin right there. See that. Nice little pumpkin. But do you also see this? Can you see that on that leaf? Ah, so frustrating. And then over here's our watermelons. And I know I keep saying this, but you guys, I think I'm gonna pick this one because it sounds sort of hollow, like it's ready. This one, not quite so much yet, but I'm excited about it. We're trying to give these plenty of water every day because basically all the watermelon is water. So we're just trying to make sure it's got plenty to generate good fruit from. So let's go over here to what used to be our cucumber bed, which is another bed that we pulled out this week. So we have 2 empty beds, and I've already started more purple whole pea seedlings. So I think they'll be fine. They're pretty good in the heat, and so we'll get another good harvest of those this summer. I'm also thinking about doing some beans. Go to the house. He listens so well. He's such a good boy. Go to the house. Go get on the porch. You didn't do anything wrong, but they're just causing such a ruckus. You're gonna have to go back. Go to the house. So the purple whole peas and the bush beans are probably what will go in those 2 beds that we pulled the cucumbers and the other purple whole peas out of. We still have 2 empty beds. The 2 beds that our neighbors gave us, and this weekend, let me show you inside these beds. But this weekend our plan is to fill them up. But we had some tree branches that we had to cut down when we built our shop. And so what we did was we put those, there was a better shot right there. We put those in the bottom of the bed. And then we've got hay bales that we've put on top of that to kind of give us some filler. And it's great because also it's like it'll break down, so it'll make some good compost. This is the other one. We did the same thing with the limbs and then the hay on top of that. So once we spread this out, we'll be putting dirt and peat moss and cow manure or black cow or something on top of that, and kind of mixing it all together. And so help me out, you guys. I'm not sure. I've come up with a lot of different ideas for planting. I've thought about garlic, but then these are deep beds, so I thought about planting something that I can allow to go deep with deep roots. But any suggestions for these 2 beds? What do you think I should plant here? Granted, now keep in mind that it is hot in Florida, so I can't plant any like really cool weather things right now. But I thought about ground cherries, and I haven't really looked into see what the temperatures are for those and how they do. I've never planted those before, but I thought about that. I've thought about garlic, but like I said, I could plant garlic in a low bed and it would do fine. So give me your ideas. Give me your ideas in the comments. What would you plant in these 2 beds? Our sweet potatoes are finally taking root and starting to spread and fill up this bed. Do y'all remember just a couple of weeks ago how sparse these sweet potatoes were? And it's like once they got going, they really got going, and they're starting to come out of the bed. So I just kind of, bring them back in. One reason I do that is not because I mind if they come out of the bed, but I do mind, well, I don't care if they grow out. But what I do care about is this black tarp that we use, this black ground cover that we use is great. It keeps the weeds down. It makes it good walking surface in between beds. It goes under the bed so we don't have the grass coming up through. So it's great stuff. We love it, but it is hot. Like, you can't walk on this stuff barefooted. And actually, when the plants grow out of the bed onto and touch the ground cover actually scalds the plants. Like, you can see literal burns on the plant from how hot this ground cover is. So I basically just pick up the runners like that and, you know, kind of tuck them back in the bed and let them run along the cooler dirt instead of that hot black tarp. So the blackberries are actually starting to look like berries now and get some red color to them. So it shouldn't be long before they start turning black, and they're not just a lot on here. This is one of those things that you usually don't get a lot of fruit from the first year. So it's just going to take some patience and some time for them to get large enough to start producing really well. But we're going to enjoy the blackberries. I can just taste the blackberry cobbler. So I watch a lot of you guys' YouTube channels. I try to keep up with you guys as well as you guys keeping up with us. And I see a lot of you are just now starting to plant because if you're further north than we are, you know, it gets warmer later, obviously. So what are you planting? How's it going? Our biggest struggle right now at this point is heat, and we will deal with this probably until August. So June, July, and August are just the hottest months of the year for us. Of course, it's summer and we live in Florida. But what are you guys planting? I'm just curious what kinds of plants you're planting, because we grow things that do well in heat. Just curious what you're doing. So y'all comment below. Be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. And hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time that we post a new video. And always remember, do your best and watch God do the rest. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.